Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back here to my channel, Daily Evolutions. So, if you don't already know, this is a channel where we try to improve our holistic well-being on a daily basis, be that rather, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, all-encompassing. Now, if you're new to this channel, I would just want to remind you to please hit the like button or the subscribe button if you haven't already. But I'd like to thank you for coming through. Now, as you can see, since the last video, I've actually tidied up a little bit. Yeah, feel like a bit younger, but it's crazy. I actually like myself and feel comfortable in the just scruffy, rough, untamed, so to speak, African hair, man. But be that as it may, it's a beautiful day, man. It started off rainy. It's actually forecasted to be rainy all day, all week. Probably still will tomorrow, the day after. But yeah, it's just a beautiful day out right now. I'm sure you can see in the background. The lighting isn't perfect, but yeah, I wish you could just experience the calm I feel here, man. You know, we're in a little suburb here in Pretoria, but there's still lots of land that hasn't even been developed in the background. As you can hear, a lot of construction happening. Some houses are being built, but the point is that there's a lot of nature in between and a hill at the back. So I don't know, it's that good balance. Just a little bit out of the city, but not too rustic and rural, you know. But anyway, on to today's topics, man. The first thing I wanted to talk about, and just want to let you know that this video won't be as long as the last one. I noticed that, yeah, I hope I didn't lose any of y'all with the 40-minute video, but this one will be short, a lot shorter than the last. So I'm just going to get straight into it, man. And the first topic I want to talk about is just the power that we all have using our magnetism, the natural magnetism that we all possess in some way in our aura, to heal, man, and lift others up with our God-given natural gifts. Now, everyone has them, as I mentioned. You know, it's just a matter of uncovering what that might be. Now, for me, I think I always knew this, but somewhere along the path I kind of forgot, and recently, again, I grasped that mine is actually to speak light into other people and motivate them through my words. Of course, actions too, but before anyone can act, someone needs to. Before anyone can act, or before, just a little analogy, before you can reap the harvest of any fruit, yeah, you need to first plant that seed. And now, I wanted to say that I've realized recently again that mine is actually to motivate others through words. Now, I spoke to you all in the last video about how I've been going on my retention journey over the last few months and what that's come with. You know, there is the female attraction aspect. If you've looked up other people talking about it, that's a big thing. And we'll talk about that on another day, but right now that isn't that important, you know. For this topic and specifically dealing with lifting others up, that same retention, before, my energy, when I wasn't retaining, my energy was all spread out, man, everywhere. My mind was just not focused on how I could use the little bit that I do have to, you know, when I say the little bit I do have, I mean my energy, my life force to, you know, spread my word, man, knowledge and perspective generally, you know, be in a group of people, put in my earphones, in public, for example, put in my earphones, just think about low vibrational stuff in general, you know, yeah, and ultimately, even if I wasn't thinking about that, still distracting myself with something else, but knowing and being unhappy, knowing that you haven't really put out the highest value possible in any given situation, you know, whether it be seeing the person next to you who is clearly going through some problems in their life, or who's clearly just not woken up on the right side of bed today, or just, yeah, man, just needed general upliftment in their spirit. Now, I've always had that intuitive sense to be able to do that, but on this retention journey. Um, I don't know. Like I'll use an example today. Like going into the barber where I go to. Like my normal barber had apparently moved. This, by the way, there's plenty of barbers in the shop, of course. But my normal guy that I go to had moved to another shop. But there's a second guy that I trust him a little bit. You know, I've had a few cuts with him. And I said, okay, let me go to this guy. But clearly, when I got there, I found him sitting outside, no customers. It was early in the morning. He's having his breakfast, and I could tell that, okay, no, this guy is not his like normal self, you know. Anyway, just got in there, being myself, you know. It's a African or South African thing. I think it's African in general to walk up in a big group, you know, dap everyone up, as you guys say. You know, we have our little thing here. But you do that to everyone, normally to the guys, but there's females there too, you know, just great. So it's a long line. You know, I could just feel that the energy in this place wasn't necessarily very high. I don't know whether that's just because it's the beginning of the day, you know. It's not really, people are just coming in, they're probably hungry because a lot of them are busy, like, eating their breakfast, like scones and, yeah, breads, eggs, and, you know, just, eating on the side. But yeah, I could tell that the energy wasn't exactly where it normally is. Like if I get there, like when it's thriving and bustling with people, like in the afternoon. So yeah, man, just being like I didn't realize this like at the time, but like I'm just coming in there and like being myself, you know, like coming in high energy, like yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, sister, you look good. MIG. I like this and this and this. Your kicks look fly. Whatever it might be, that small compliment, you know, that's just normal. For me to like do. And then as he finishes his breakfast, I'm waiting, but he comes, pulls out his earphones, and we start talking. And through the conversation, man, it wasn't even like 10 minutes, not longer than that. And I could like visibly, since the guy's touching your head and stuff as well, like you can I could visibly, I look at him in the mirror, but I can visibly feel also that this guy feels a bit lighter, just being able to like talk, I don't know if he couldn't do that or didn't want to or just didn't have the chance to before I'd walked in there, But yeah, I literally feel that that's a thing now. He asked me, stop moving so much. Like, you're being too hyper and everything. I was like, sorry, because, he needs to be, everything needs to be still so you can be precise with the straight line, It's a black thing for those who aren't black here watching this. Yeah, that's the process for us, like when you're trying to get your line up or your trim, as we call it. So I'm just saying at that point, like the whole time, I'm very, very energetic, and he can't understand, like, yo, it's early in the morning, what's up, I'm just sipping on my water, like as usual. It's not like I'm lit or anything like that. I had a good drink or whatever. Nah. So I tell him, I tell him about retention, and I start giving him examples. I started telling him about like religious leaders in the past have done it for moral and spiritual reasons, and like to get enlightened and to not be led by the flesh or whatever, or yeah, exactly that. To just be more in one with their inner voice, whatever. But then I also give like modern examples of high performing athletes, or like I said in my last episode, Steve Jobs, rappers like NLE Chopper, Kevin Gates. You guys would know some of these guys because that's Joey Badass. The guys have spoken about that. So I give him that, and I didn't even have to explain much to him. I just also explained like the general, like and like the scientific basis behind it, and like you're releasing energy, are you not? Doesn't it, like you can actually like lower your sperm count in certain ways, in the same way that in certain ways you can actually not lower your sperm count, but I guess you can say that, but you can lower your sperm count and become after a while become infertile. But I told him, like, think of the opposite of that. It's just like you can, instead of feeling drained, you can feel revitalized by keeping it in, not doing things to harm that. Now that might be eating healthy and balanced, drinking a lot of water for that hydration. And I'm giving an example, like yo, Brad, don't you see, like my skin is a little bit clearer, like since the last I've been here, since you know me and all that. And he's like, so that's like the justification I'm giving him as to why, like I'm this hyper and everything. So yeah, he believes it, and he's like, he didn't say much, but he's like, no, you're right. Even the soccer players, this guy, I think he's Ghanaian. Shout out to Nana is his name. Yeah, even soccer players, They need it for energy. Yeah, you're right. So anyway, I could see that there was a little screen just. I could see that there was a little glint in his eyes, like, this guy's onto something. I want to go check it out. But I'd love to see, like, the next time I hit him up or I go there, if he's actually done anything about it. But yeah, on this retention point, the main point that I was trying to make is just, besides like all the other benefits I've spoken about, like the increased testosterone to use for your physical activities, or just the vitality to like go that extra like 20% make, or 50%, giving 150 or 120% every day. Like, where does that come from? It's that increased vitality, right? That you're not like letting out on a physical level, or even like on a mental level, your focus being there, but you're not like just focused on shit. Like, I need to get these thoughts off. Oh my god, like, if you're watching porn or whatever, or if you're thinking sexual things the whole day. I mean, we're guys, it's normal, but like, we all know that when you're in that state, like, that's all you focus on. Guys will go to great lengths, man. Guys have waged wars just for women in this world. I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, guys have gone to great lengths for that. So when you're not focused on that, man, and you're just combining that with your healthy, balanced diet, you're drinking enough water, you're exercising to like get rid of the energy, because too much of it too can like be self-destructive if you don't know what to do with it. Then you could start to use that energy to actually pass it on to some people who need it, man. Like, and who are gonna use whatever you told them today to like improve their lives. And someone said something to me yesterday that each one teach. When I've heard that, and it's dope. It's beautiful, because that's really how it works. Each one teaches one, and he does the other. He teaches the others, and so on. And that's how it multiplies, man. And I think it's important, like, on a daily basis, man. With strangers, wherever, like, yeah, I encourage doing it with strangers and all, especially rather, because yeah, man, it just goes further, and it's almost like blind faith, because you don't have assurance you might never see this person again, but like, you feel good because you know that like somewhere out there, like, yo, I used some of what I got right here to like spark a light in someone, make someone believe again if they were a believer before, or just believe they were never before. Anyway, with that being said, I'm in this position today because a lot of you guys, be that from high school through to now where I'm at, being a graduate, many of you have inspired me on my journey, whether it's the guy over here, CJ, the Panther, who, man, the guy got the dopest mohawk in high school too. I remember seeing his, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get one of those. But he also was like, yo, Ronaldo, I see you doing your thing in soccer, bro. Like, yo, he was super big. He's a gym freak, American football star, I think, at the time, rugby player. Now in the Navy, I think. Yeah, but or the Marines or whatever. I don't know, but somewhere along those lines. But the point is, I gained inspiration to that because I could see in that guy's progression that he's living out, like, his dream or his passions. Like, like, he's genuinely, when he was telling me back then, I didn't see the benefit of it. I didn't hit the gym, hit my legs as I should have. But he would always say like, yo, bro, like, this is why it's important, bro. You'll go faster. But no, the point is just that it took him to like spark me to even think about that. Even though I didn't start immediately, later on, as someone to like look to. So I catch inspiration off of you guys too. Similarly to another guy, Kyle Jutla, man. We started back in the days, played soccer together. Skinny dude. And guys put in the work over the years. I see you, bro. Looking damn. Like, I hope if this thing grows one day, we actually get together and like somehow collaborate. But we're definitely in the same wavelength. We've always been, bro. A lot of you have started your own new business ventures, or whether it be jobs. Like, I see you guys. I'm trying to go the same way, So just keep doing what you're doing. My point is just that whether you see it or not, someone is always watching. So I've watched you guys along the way, and yeah, that's in ways that I know right now, and I'm also not aware of. Man, it's played a part. It always does. Every little step along the way. So yeah, I just had to end off with that on my first point. But living with living out your passions, or just using the gifts that you know were given to you by God. I feel like on whatever scale that you do that, whether it be big or small, it always leads to fulfillment, man. I spoke about depression and anxiety that I experienced a little while ago in my last video, and when you are actually like, you can feel it too, right? So when you're using your natural gifts to the fullest of your ability, again, or for the first time, it's almost like all those feelings of negativity, like worry, no matter what's going on. There's uncertain times in the world right now. We're all experiencing COVID, but I feel like I'm in this place right now because, and I'm speaking to you candidly like this, not putting on any, gimmicks for you. It's all about what I got to say, and that's just because I feel fulfilled because of that. I told someone in an unrelated way the other day, like, yo, I could literally like die tomorrow. I love life and all, but I'm just saying, it's like, I feel like if I were to just collapse tomorrow, then I'd know that, yo, I've said what I needed to say. Maybe not fully, but I've started to live out on that path. Left the kind of imprint that I want to, or just, it's not really about being understood, but definitely helps to be understood. No, you wanna, in some respects, be able to contribute to how your, what do they call it? The thing they read out when you die. I can't think of the name now, but you want to be able to write some of, your legacy, like in your own words, and that's important. But yeah, on this point, I just wanted to say that it's important to really live out to your purpose and be vibrating at the highest frequency possible to attract actually what you want from life. Because I feel like whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, universal energy, I don't know, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, I feel the ancestors, even for us Africans over here, I feel like when we are going through times where we're in like deep depression or anxiety or going through other mental health, like issues where we can't even understand how we got there, like oftentimes it's because somewhere along the line, and your ancestors or God or whoever you believe is the omnipresent, omniscient deity or higher being in this world, that I feel like they or him or it is actually guiding you, or it's a reminder telling you like, yo, that you're not living out the way you should be, the way I have set the blueprint for you, because I can think back to times in my life when I wasn't feeling the way I was now, full of life and all that, because I stopped doing the stuff that I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly like that. That's just that's understanding it on like a spiritual level. Of course, like if you go to a doctor, they're going to tell you something else completely. Like there might be chemical imbalances, but those chemical imbalances came because you were like stressed out, or you were, It normally is a result of stress or unhappiness. But then why is that happening? Because like inside, right? And then it leads you to drinking. It leads you to excessive smoking. It leads you to have wild sexual encounters, or just careless. Let me put it that way, careless. Because while you're doing these things, just all over the place, man. Attracting the wrong people for you into your life, because at that time you're not thinking in accordance with your higher self. You know what I mean? Like what's truly best for you might be thinking of what's truly best for the flesh right now. Then you go and end up hooking up with like the first girl you see is like the best, like super good looking, has a good ass, has a good body or whatever, but you don't even know what's going on inside here, and months later she's good and you're not, you don't even know where you got lost. But The whole point is to actually do the opposite and attract what you actually do want and deserve in life. That happens when you're vibrating at your highest possible frequency and living out your purpose, man. I swear, like it's almost like everyone, the universe, or people as well here that can sense that okay, nah, this guy is not. Girls will be like, nah, this guy doesn't just want this from me. Like, why is he not texting me like every hour? Why is this normal thing that I do to make guys like pay their attention to me or get them jealous so that they might pursue me harder? Like, why doesn't it work here? Nah, because this guy's on his purpose, man. Like, this guy knows that if you're meant for him, then you are going to be meant for him, and it'll happen regardless, Yeah, man, it's important. Just remember that wherever you are right now, with whatever you got, small, large, man, whether you're at the place where you want yourself to be or not, man, come out and use whatever your passions and gifts, skills are, man. There's people out there that are going to benefit from that, and that's just a fact. So, yeah, do that. My next topic is it's brief, but I wanted to talk on the importance of connecting with like-minded people, man. It's normal for us to go through growth, The seed becomes a tree. The butterfly was once a caterpillar. We go through cycles. It's day now, it's going to be night later, but then tomorrow this time, we're going to be here again. Yeah, man. Life goes in cycles, man, and I just feel like a part of that cycle is recognizing when you have outgrown a certain thing, a certain habit, certain way of living, even, and connecting with. Sometimes that takes connecting with new people, getting into new rooms, listening to new voices to expand your perspective. That's what I've been doing as well. It's important, man. I feel like, what do they say? An idle mind is the devil's playground. And it's true to a certain extent, So, point is just recognize that you're growing, and through that growth, connect with others who share those interests, or might not be the same interest, but you can see that, this person, he's walking the way like I want to walk, or I could benefit from this person in this and this way, and I could provide value to him in this or her in this and this way. So, yeah, man, let's see what we can do with each other, or if it's people from the past, it's reconnecting, just as you've grown, a lot of other people have too, and they might be seeing your development or not, but in the end, you could still, just magic could come from that, man, and you don't know. So that's that's been happening lately through this channel. A lot of guys who've seen me, who know me rather, from the high school version of myself, or even just a few years ago's version of myself, and now like, yo, listen, I see you on this and this and this, let's talk, what do you want to do, what are your plans, even if it's just sharing ideas, man, there's value in that, because I learn from everyone on a daily basis, man, and that's also important. I feel like you could learn from the janitor to the bus driver, street sweeper, similarly to your teacher, the guy in the suit, the doctor, the whoever, the entrepreneur, established guy with millions in the bank. They all have something to teach, but overall thing is connecting with like-minded people. I just wanted to say that while I say that, it doesn't mean that you can't learn from the rest, They do say that your network is your net worth, and I can kind of see how that works now, Yeah, man, but for that to make sense, you gotta really be in tune with what you see for the future, because then it'll make sense. Like, oh shit, like this thing actually has so many different cogs, and I might need this guy who has knowledge of this, and I can provide value in this way, and those people can bring their team together, and that's how you make this big machine work. It's the only way. Sorry about the noise in the background. Can't help. I'm just gonna try and speak louder to counter that. But yeah, please, remind me to connect with like-minded people. And while you do that, be a sponge. I was always told, be a sponge, absorb as much as you can daily. Try to improve 1% by the day. If you do that, you'll be 365% better within a year. Do that every year. The growth is exponential, man. Yeah. The last thing, yeah, man. Quick. I think we're almost done here. At least we're under 30 minutes this time. It's just a reminder, guys. Please, if you're on here already, then you're already tuned into the right frequency. You're here because you like some new perspective, some high vibrational energy coming through to you. Sorry, I'm speaking fast, but that's what happens when I'm passionate about something. Just wanted to remind you to keep the energy high regardless of whatever circumstance you're going through. Share your perspective. You don't know who else needs to hear that like today. And same as I said at the beginning, please like and subscribe. I'm very new to this, but I'm very grateful for the few of you who are here. But of course, the way the algorithms work, it's only gonna shoot me up if I actually do get some of these likes and get some of these subscribers up. So yeah, reminder, please do that if you haven't already. I appreciate you for coming. Yeah.